Okay.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Coach D here, and I am back with I think it's our 14th podcast. I'm getting screwed up. And we're back with the original from our the last dance tournament baseball podcast. We're back with the coach from Randolph High School who coached 17 years over at Newark Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And back in the day, they were in 2004, they were Group 4 champions. So we're going to welcome back and pick his brain about how the tournament went. Welcome back, Coach Mark Rizzi. How's it going, Mark?
Everything's great. Thanks for having me again. I guess I did okay if you invited me back. So.
Oh, we got a lot of compliments about you. So I said, we'll bring him back. I wasn't sure, but then a few people said, yeah, he's an okay guy. So, Coach, you mentioned you got a camp. So before we get into the tournament, you got a camp coming up. You got a lot going on. What's going on over there? You had papers out.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it organized for Randolph Recreation. They asked me to do a camp. So I'm doing a camp. I need some of my players to help out now because we have so many kids. So it's fun. Always baseball. So it's anything with baseball is great. So we'll deal with the weather. So
how many kids do you have? How many athletes?
I think there's like 44, about 44 kids, and there's new regulations now with COVID that I think you have to have one coach for every 12 or 13 campers. It's a new policies were put out for this summer for camp. So,
wow.
So
And
we have to follow that.
How many days is the camp?
Just 4 days, just in the morning, 9 to 12. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
Anytime I've been around any camps or spoke at any camps, that they always bring me in like on the third day, like halfway through. Because on that first day, everybody's going, they're all excited. And then halfway through the camp and doing that same drill they did 2 days ago, it's like the excitement, they start to dip. And then the fourth day, they're like, oh, my God, it's almost over. I don't want it to be over. Well, where were you yesterday? Where was your energy yesterday? So it's
Exactly.
It's the same thing with school. The first day of school, halfway through, then the last day, nobody wants to leave, right? It's the same.
Right. Exactly. The issue is in between those 2 days. That's where the big issue is.
That's when they dip down. Yeah, they had the energy, and then they have that dip. But
yeah.
So Coach, you wound up, I think, 2-1 in the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. One of the games I was at, that was kind of an interesting game. You didn't get many hits, but you won 7-1. That was a very interesting game there.
Yes.
That's an interesting. Yeah. So from your point of view, how'd the tournament go? I know everybody was really excited, and you got to play in the stadium every game. That must have been great.
Yeah, I think it was just as advertised for us and for the site that we were at and the region we were at. Everything went perfect. As far as we're concerned, there was no hiccups at all. Everybody abided by the health protocols. They did a really good job with that. And it was exactly what I thought it would be. And it was tremendous. We had a great time, very good competition. And it definitely was an experience that I think these guys are going to talk about in 10 or 20 years, that this is the way that their high school, their senior season in high school ended. So it's not, I don't think it really, takes care of all the angst and the disappointment they had. But I think it was based on what we had to go through. It was a fitting ending, for their career in high school. So it was the best time I had coaching in all my years, really. I mean, I had a big smile on my face when just seeing the guys interact with each other, and they knew it was the last time, and they really took it to be extremely important, and they sucked everything in. Like everything mattered to them, even their teammate. Like everything mattered, and I thought that was exceptional. The whole experience was awesome.
Wasn't it great, Coach, to see them excited just for the warm-ups?
Yes, yeah, they were. Yeah, I know it added a little bit to the experience by playing in a stadium, but I think they would have been like that, regardless. We scrimmaged Mount Olive the Thursday before, and I couldn't coach, but I got to the game a little late because I had a travel team game, and when I got there, it was just like you could tell they just loved being together. And so I knew from there that they were just going to, be able to take this all in on those 3 days. And again, when we got there, hopefully it was going to be more than that, but it wasn't. They were very disappointed after the first game, like they would after any loss. But then after that, they were fine, and they did not want to ruin their last 2 days just because they lost the first one. So they really played hard. I've gotten compliments. I got a compliment from a college coach after the 3 days. He texted me and said, "I like the way your program plays," and that meant a lot to me. So they certainly didn't mail anything in those 3 days. That's for sure. So it was a pretty good experience.
It's a lot easier, I think, in baseball to maybe get discouraged and mail things in as opposed to other sports. Because in other sports, goal games in basketball or tennis or even football, you miss a shot, you get another shot quicker. You get back on defense, you can make up for it. Where in baseball, if you strike out, you're sitting down, now you have to wait 5, 10, maybe another 15 minutes before you get on that field to make up for it. So you have a lot of downtime to get discouraged. And
right.
as you're saying that their bounce back ability after the first game, that they were, they were still excited. And I'm sure no matter what happened in the game, they continued that same excitement throughout, not as much getting so much discouraged because the season was taken away. And now when it's given back, that passion, as you're talking about, as you're describing, when you play with that passion, it just overflows through failure. It overflows through anything that goes bad. And the passion that you have as a coach, as the look on your face that I see right now when you're talking about your teammates, your athletes, you see that same passion in them that you've had your whole life as a coach.
Right. Yeah. I thought the one thing that stood out, seeing the guys in the dugout and when they're in the game is like during the season, everybody wants playing time and they get very disappointed. It doesn't matter how much they care about the team. Everyone cares. Everyone wants to win. But if they don't play, they start questioning themselves, their teammates, the coaching staff, the athletic director, the principal, like everybody's against them when they don't play. But in these 3 days, they knew coming in that this was for the seniors. And I told them constantly that the seniors are going to play most of the innings. So we're going to get everybody in every game, but you may only bat once. You may only play the field 3 innings instead of 5 or 6. So I think they had the right attitude going in. And I really do think every time they were in the game, offensively or defensively, they took it to be very, very important. And so that's why I think they all had smiles on their faces. I mean, they knew when they were going in the game, there was a defensive chart on the wall. So they knew I played the 3rd inning, the 5th inning, the 6th inning. So they were getting hepped up to go. And they knew they were going to get up. I mean, I think that other than the seniors, all the juniors got equal amount of at-bats. And I made sure of that. So I wish that can happen in your 25-game spring schedule. But that just doesn't happen. I mean, athletes are very, very competitive, and when they're not playing, everything runs through their mind on why they're not playing. But these 3 days, that's why the smiles were so big before the game, during the game, after the game. It's just like, and that's why I enjoyed it so much because there was no pressure to win, and I can enjoy the players playing the game instead of worrying about who am I going to pinch hit, am I going to steal here, should I change the pitcher. It's like that was non-existent in the games because it was just about letting the guys play, and that's why I enjoyed it so much. You watched them; they were so happy, and that means a lot. It really does.
You bring up something interesting about how that they were just so happy to play that it didn't matter if it was an inning, 3 innings. They just want to get on the field. So instead of, as you're saying, in the regular season, instead of being bothered that they only got to play 2 innings, they look at it as, I get to play 2 innings. And that's all a coach has ever asked for, is that when it's your time, give everything you've got instead of in your mind, well, I'm not playing. Instead of questioning the coach the whole time. That's what you mentioned, Coach, is the number one thing that separates a team. There is no team. You could pretend like we have a team, but when you start questioning the team, we've now become individuals. Doesn't matter what it says on the front of the shirt, because you're making it about you and not about this, not about what's across your chest. And you're saying they made it about Randolph all 3 games, and that's what every coach wants. It's not about, you got a problem, talk to the coach afterwards, bring it to me afterwards, but the coach's decision is final. And if athletes don't respect that and they start questioning it, then it becomes about the name on the back instead of the one on the front. And I think that's I think you make a great point about that. Yeah, that it brought.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it sounds crazy for me to say all the years I've coached and how many teams, good players, mediocre players, you know, whatever, to say that, oh, this was the best experience I had coaching. But it is. I mean, I'm not lying. I didn't say it just to pump up the guys who ran the tournament. You just wish that all your games were like this and your season was like this, where everybody was just like, I can't believe I'm going to the park today to play another game. This is awesome. And I think in the back of their minds, they have that during the season, but in the front of their mind is, am I going to be in the lineup? Or if you're always in the lineup, am I going to lead off? Am I hitting third? Why did the coach drop me down to 7th? It's like I've been hitting the crap out of the ball. And it's like they don't stop and really enjoy, you know, playing the game. So that's what I saw, and that's what I loved about it, was that they played. You know, there's no pressure, play. They supported the seniors a lot. You know, they wanted them to do well, as, you know, so much, because they knew it was their last time. So it was, you know, I think we learned a lot. Hopefully the players learned a lot. I know I did, about just how to approach. Maybe you don't go into games saying this is a must-win game. You just go in, enjoy yourself, play up to your ability, and then when the game's over, hopefully you're on the right side of the result. So.
I think it's the 11 words that create pressure. If I remember it, it's do or die, it's now or never, there's no tomorrow. Maybe that was 10. Right? Does it? Yeah. 10 words exactly. The 10 words that create pressure. And well, thanks to the athletic director and head varsity baseball coach at St. Joe's, Mike Murray, and, you know, John Kroger, the scout, the Major League Baseball scout from the Cincinnati Reds, and the head coach of Melbourne, Brian Chapman, for allowing these players, or not allowing, but, you know, bringing everything together so everybody can have that moment, right? And that's all sports is about, that one moment. I talk about your training for that one moment. Think about that in training. That's why you want to keep that hunger. And we talk about all our athletes, the hunger of a champion. Your guys had that hunger. No distractions, no interference. My opinion as a player does not matter. It's all about the team. It's all about Randolph. That's what today is about. Right. That's what tomorrow's about. That's what the at-bat is about. It's all about Randolph. It's all about Jackson. It's all about Woodbridge. It's all about Cranford. It's all about me being right here, right now. And that's all every coach has been trying to teach to their players. Take nothing for granted. It's you against you in the ball at bat. It's you in the ball in the field. It's you train for that one moment. And when you're distracted by your own opinion, you're missing the game. You're missing what youth sports is all about. Coaches can't play can't play everybody. There's too many players on a team. You take some sports like basketball, there's more players on the bench than there is on the court. They can't play. It's hard.
Right.
But if you can sometimes it's not the time you get, it's what you do with the time that you get. And that's what you're talking about. And that's
Yes. I've had many players currently and in the past that once they were given an opportunity, they took advantage of the opportunity, and you know, they got more playing time after that. I remember one year in college, we started a JV program at Rutgers Newark, and that's very odd at Division III level. But we started a JV program. I think we had 12 players on the team. There was one kid who's a freshman, played the entire year JV. I gave him a chance to play at the end of the season on the regular team, and he never came off the field after that. 3 years he started left field for us, and actually made all conference one year. So it's not about me. It's not about the coach. It's about the player taking advantage of their opportunity when they get it. Their opportunity may not come when they want it. That's why we always say, always be ready. You know, always be ready. So That's a big.
I
big
tell
deal.
my players, nothing prevails like passion. Nothing succeeds like passion. And passion is contagious. And if you don't have it, hang around with those people that do. And if you're the most passionate player on the team, but you're not the best player, you're not the average player, when it's time for a coach to put somebody in the game and you walking around with a book about baseball because you love it so much, and you're sprinting out and sprinting back, and every week you have a different book on baseball because of how much and you're doing everything you can, and you're picking the coach's brain, and you're doing everything that you possibly can, that it's so noticeable that you're the most energized and focused athlete on the field. When it comes time where coach got to put somebody in the game, I guarantee you, it may not happen the first game. It may not, but eventually be so passionate that the coach can't ignore you. And that's my message to every athlete out there. They love passionate players, whether they're good or they're not. They will find a way.
Exactly.
So,
yep,
so
totally
coach.
Agree.
So, coach. So, what are you doing the rest of the summer? You got the baseball camp. What else is going on? You gonna head to the beach at some point? What's happening?
No, I coach travel ball for two friends of mine. I coach a 17U team, so we'll be going, I think, until mid-August, tournaments and things like that. So, that's what I've been doing. Just coach baseball. I love being on the field. I love, developing players. That's a big thing for me. I just love seeing guys improve. And fortunately, for the group that I'm coaching with now this summer, like I had them last fall, and then some of them I had the summer before. So it's good times. Summer baseball, the guys are very relaxed. So the time that I take a break from baseball is in the fall, simply because they don't allow you to coach your players in the fall. So the fall is where I can go on vacation and relax and just worry about the season upcoming. So yeah.
They have to force you to stop coaching, huh?
Yes, exactly. Like most of us.
Coach.
Like most of us. I think if you let high school coaches coach their players in the fall, you'd have probably, unless they coach soccer or football, you'd have all the high school coaches coaching, because that's what they love
passion.
To do.
That's what we're talking about. That's passion.
Exactly.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Athletes who are passionate. I talk about you got to be passionate before you can be driven. Passion is you love your sport, you want to soak everything up. Driven is I want to be the best. So you can love it, but you don't have that drive to be the best. But that's fine. But if you're passionate, the coach will fine. But you have to be passionate first. Otherwise, you'll never have the drive to be the best.
Yeah.
And
it's very unusual that many times you find 3-sport athletes, and we have, I don't know if we have 3-sport, but I know we have 2-sport, but they're passionate about every sport that they play. So when it's football season, they think nothing else than football, and they can't wait for that Friday night or Saturday. They can't even wait to go to practice. Then you have some basketball guys who do the same thing, but then they switch it to the next sport. So they're not, like, we have a very good group of football players that are also baseball players, and they're very good football players. But when they come to play baseball, that's all that matters to them. And they want the team to be successful. They want to be successful. I mean, we had 2 of the best players on the high school football team that play on our baseball team, the quarterback and a player who's going to play college football, no doubt. And still, when baseball comes, it's their eyes are wide open. They can't wait to get to the mound. They can't wait to hit. And those are special guys. Those are special athletes when they can put all of their energy into the sport that they're playing at that moment, and not say, well, I'm only playing baseball because my friends are, but when this is over, I got to work out for football. And these guys that we have, which I'm sure most of them are in the state, are, they're dedicated to the sport that they're playing. And so if you can have passion in more than one sport, that's very special.
This is the message, all our athletes. Thank you, Coach Mark. This is the message we're trying to send to the world. Whether you go by you drive through a toll booth, you see that one guy dancing in the toll booth. He's enjoying what he's doing. To bring the enjoyment, those people, that one teacher, that one history teacher that dresses up as all the presidents from the past, right? That one who's totally, you're either in a sport or you're into a sport, right? You're either in it or into it. In and into are not the same thing. They're totally different. Exactly. If you're in school, you're enrolled. If you're into school, you're involved. There's a huge difference between in and into, and that's where the passion comes from. We want into it. Athletes want into it coaches. Well, are you an into it athlete? Are you totally into it? Imagine having a coach has all the knowledge in the world, but they're not into it. Well, we have athletes who want to be there, but then they're not into it. So that's what we're talking about. That's the passion. So, Coach, you have any last words for the seniors, or last words of? I'm sure you said it to them already, but you have any last comments you want to say?
I think for all the seniors in New Jersey, including mine, it's just that it's been a very, very tough spring for that age group. For everything just to fall apart in front of their eyes and not get a chance to experience what the other classes did previously, senior classes. So I'm hoping that I know my guys did, and I'm hoping that all of the seniors in New Jersey who played in this tournament, that it was a good ending, a positive ending of their 4-year experience in baseball, because I know for our guys it was just. It was an awesome experience to be with each other. And I told them, like I think I said the first time I was on here, I told them that they will have a bond forever because no one ever went through this. And they're the only ones who have, and they know exactly how each one feels about missing their season, their prom, their graduation, and everything. So there's a positive that comes out of this. I don't know if you can convince them that. But in a couple of years, they'll realize there is a positive. They went through probably one of the most difficult things that they're going to go through, and I commend those guys as well as all of the seniors. I mean, I read almost every article that was printed or online for this tournament, and you just heard all the passion from the seniors. Like, it wasn't about that they got a chance to get another at bat. They got a chance to play with their teammates, their fellow seniors. They wanted to advance so that it doesn't end. And that's what the reason why this tournament was put together. So bravo to all those guys who did it, because they accomplished exactly what they set out to do. That there was so much passion and energy for this tournament, and it was awesome. It was great. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there. I'll be at Skylands tomorrow, Tuesday, watch a couple of games. It's great competition, and you get the joy out of watching the guys take it to be very seriously. So it was great. Everything was great.
Anything you want to say to the remaining teams and the coaches moving forward?
Good luck, and make sure you know the pitching rules, because we don't want any more problems. but no, hey, good luck. It's great. It's very hard to get to this point, and of course, whoever's left, after this week, obviously that's a tremendous experience. So I just hope that the 32 teams that are left.
Yep.
Just, hope everything goes well. There's no issues. I knew there was going to be some issues. I'm sure the guys who ran it knew it. I mean, everything wasn't going to be perfect. But
it almost was. It almost was.
Yeah, almost. Yes. Up into the the final weekend. I mean, but yeah, I just wish everybody luck, and just take it, don't take it too cutthroat. Just play the games, experience it, and it should be a great ending to the tournament.
Well, as we know, these podcasts are not live. So Today is Monday. We'll be dropping this podcast on Friday. So when Coach said he's going to the Skylands tomorrow, he is going tomorrow. He's not going on Saturday. This is dropping Friday night at 8 p.m. So
Right. That's right. Well, good luck to the 4 teams who are left. That's pretty much what's going to happen Friday. Whatever 4 teams are left, good luck. So
that's great. So, Coach, it's been great having you on. I mean, John Kroger, I said to him, he said to me, what names of coaches do you want? I said, I want coaches who are totally into it, because that's all I care about. Coaches, players who are totally into it that I can learn from, right? I want somebody who knows more than me. I want people who know things that I can learn from. And that was every coach that I have on that came on the podcast. And you were one of the first names that John Kroger mentioned.
Well, I appreciate that. It's great to be even associated with the guys that you had, because all those coaches are just awesome. The coach from Jackson, I don't know very well because we're in two parts of the state, but all the other guys, all of them are great guys, great coaches. And what's most important is they're excellent ambassadors for the game. And that's the highest compliment you could give anyone in the sport, is that they do the right thing. They promote baseball the right way in New Jersey. And of course, so does Mike, and no one does it better than Kroger. I mean, he promotes the high school kids in New Jersey better than anybody that I know. So
he's great.
It's a great group that you had. You did a great job. This was phenomenal for high school baseball and for the tournament itself. It was just great. Thanks a lot, Coach. And we'll be in touch throughout the year. Probably come back on next year. Or so you want to promote the camp? Is the camp still? Can people still sign up for the camp? No, it's closed. It's closed. It's closed. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, only up to 45 people, so that's it. So, well, but if I have any camps in the future, I will tell you. Maybe you could promote them for me. But Coach, you better get to the game early. I know you. You're a high school coach, so you should be able to get in. But a lot of these stadiums are sold out. A lot of these games are sold out. They're only letting 450 to 500 people in the stadium, which is right. We're social distancing, right, yes. But yeah. Well, I think I think Skylands is the only one that you have to purchase the tickets at the gate. So that was great. There, maybe I might have to sleep over, tonight over there, but I'll get in. Somehow I'll get in. $5. It was $5. Everywhere else is like 10, 12. Yeah. So, they do a great job over there. They do a great job. Yeah, they do. Everything was great. Any stadium I went to was awesome. It was nice and easy. I'm going to Somerset Patriot Stadium tomorrow. First thing I called them was, will your snack stand be open? First thing I asked them. Yes. A lot of these places did not open them. I understand, but they didn't realize they were going to have 400 people there when they opened the doors. So, well, Coach, Coach, you've been great. All the coaches, Coach Mark, you've been great. You've been available, and you gave some great insights to the podcast. We got a lot of compliments with you on. People who don't know you were like, wow, that guy was awesome. And some people watched it twice. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah, your knowledge of sports is, really, really helped out All Out Athletes podcast. And I really look forward to working with you in the future. So thanks for coming on, Mark. And good luck. Good luck to the seniors, wherever they go, wherever they're playing baseball or their future endeavors are. Good luck to the seniors, and good luck to Randolph High School next year. Let's all, for the sake of everyone, for the sake of safety, and for the sake of baseball and sports, let's keep social distancing. We're getting too close again. The beaches are packed, and we need to start separating. So when the school year opens and we come back, hopefully sooner than later, we can bring high school sports back for the athletes. So thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks for everybody watching the podcast. And remember, as Coach Mark was saying, the passion that you bring to everything you do determines one thing, shows everybody one thing about you, and that is, will you hold back or go all out? Coach, thanks for coming on. It's always great having you on, and we'll see everybody next time on the Last Dance Baseball podcast. Thanks, Coach. Thank you. Hey, Coach D here. Thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you, Coach Mark Rizzi. It's always fun having you on the podcast, and good luck to you in your baseball camp this week. And Monday night, a very special podcast. 3 guys who put the whole tournament together. That's right.
the head varsity baseball coach, athletic director at St. Joe's Metuchen High School, Mike Murray, will be on with us, along with the varsity baseball coach at Melbourne High School, Brian Chapman, and the Major League Scout, John Kroger. All three guys will be with us on one podcast Monday night, 8 p.m. It's going to be great. Join us for that. And if you want us to come and ignite the fire to create a championship atmosphere, we do energy workshops. Email us, alloutathletes@gmail.com. Here's a sneak peek for our Monday morning igniter. You're either hunting for the best or you're being hunted by the best. But why would you go hunting? What are you hunting for? You're hunting for those skills you don't have, so you have a better chance to beat the best. But if you're not hungry, you have no reason to go hunting. You're not going to put your full energy and effort into everything you do. Why would you do that if you have no hunger? You don't hate losing enough. You have to hate losing more than you love winning. Or do you sit back and go, oh, we won, we're okay? The best is hungry. And if you don't want to be at your best, then don't get upset when you get eaten up by the best.